Your calling requires more than passion, it requires endurance. As Christian leaders, we're called to steward every gift God has given us, including our health. Because when we care for our bodies, we position ourselves to serve others with greater strength, energy, and longevity. Today, I am joined by Debbie Davis, who at 75 years young remind us that it is never too late to make healthier choices, embrace movement, and invest in the body God has entrusted to us. This conversation is practical, encouraging, and filled with simple steps you can begin taking today. Stay with us. Do you want to fully step into your calling and live out your God-inspired vision, but lack the right people and resources to help you? Hi, I'm Nicole Pride, personal branding strategist, leadership coach, and Christian. I learned the secret to advancing big leadership goals and attracting new opportunities is through intentionally elevating your personal brand. If you're ready to step into greater impact without losing your peace, then grab a protein bar, your iPad, and let's go. I am just always so encouraged and inspired by Miss Debbie, and I'm just so delighted to be able to introduce you to her today because I know there is no way that you will listen to our conversation and not be motivated to improve your health and take some step today, some commitment today to living in better health. So, Miss Debbie, thank you so very much for being here with us today.
And I thank you so much for the invitation. I find it a privilege and a pleasure anytime to spend time with you and also to share my purpose and really the zeal that I have in my life about around this topic.
See, look at that. I mean, I co-sign on all of those adjectives you just used about yourself and how you describe yourself, living with zeal and purpose. I mean, you embody that. I mean, everything you do. And so I'll tell you all a funny story. So I actually worked with Miss Debbie for her to be my trainer. So, Miss Debbie, do you mind sharing just how young you are today?
Yes, today I am 75 years young, 3/4 of a century. That
I know.
part, and almost in a couple of months, 76 to be on the other side, definitely.
Yeah,
So,
right. In a couple months. And I tell you, I struggle to keep up pace with Miss Debbie. And a few years ago, well, it was actually more than a few years ago, I tell you, the pandemic, I just like some years are just erased. I don't know why.
mhm.
But Miss Debbie was my trainer, and she's tough, let me tell you. She would encourage me to lift more, do more repetitions, and then she would just rub it in my face to show me how it's done. So I wish she was actually wearing one of her like muscle shirt. There you go. Look at that. Look at those guns, yo. I'm telling you. Oh, so you see? And so, yeah, this is what 75 looks like, y'all. All right. And so, Miss Debbie, tell us what is the motivation for you living this holistic lifestyle of health? I mean, you are a vegan. I I always see you walking. Matter of fact, I think I see you walking and moving more than I see you sitting still, or, it just doesn't seem right if I don't see you walking around the neighborhood. So, tell us, what is your motivation for this holistic, healthy lifestyle? It is really a lifestyle for you.
Well, this lifestyle for me at this point, originally, it was really around having a son who passed away 15 years ago that had a debilitating disease and his desire to be healthy and helping him through the process and recognizing no matter how ill he was, he would try and do something to stay strong.
Mm.
I would use the time when he was visiting doctors to walk. And
Mm.
my um, thought processes was God provided us with these temples to take care of them. And when we don't take care of them, then we're being selfish. Whereas someone else who's ill and can't and struggling through a health um, a, a health disease,
Mm-hmm.
they desire to be healthy, yet and still they can do nothing about it. And
Mm-hmm.
so my thoughts were and are even to this day is that
Yes.
we're God's hands and feet. He's gifted us with these bodies, and we cannot carry out his work unless our bodies are strong. So
Mm-hmm.
that really is my true motivation today, to be God's hands and feet and to be able to carry out his work. It's important
Mm-hmm.
to keep this temple strong.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing your personal story with us. The thing that I heard when you were talking about your initial motivation was just gratitude, being
Yes,
grateful
yes,
for our bodies, right?
mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
and that was your motivation. And then you wanted to take care of your body so that you can
yes,
get the most out of your life and live
yes,
for God. Uh,
yes,
and and that's what I hope to encourage women today in doing, so that they can just make the most of this season, right?
yes.
Particularly for our new empty nester moms
Mm-hmm.
who are adjusting to having more time. So many years, and I say this all the time, nearly 2 decades, they've been focused on other people in their lives and put
Yes,
themselves on the back burner. And
yes.
so, what would you say to that new empty nester mom right now who may be feeling a little lost even too, but then
Mm-hmm.
also open to this new season? How can they start with, fitness in that area?
I think that new moms who find themselves with more time most likely was planning all along, when this child leaves, this is what I'm going to do. So
Mhm.
I will encourage you to think about things that bring you joy when it comes to fitness. A lot of people are afraid of the word exercise. So, really looking at what will give you joy and in regards to movement, and do those types of things to fit it in. And don't think about it takes an hour or it takes 30 or a long amount of time. But even starting out with just taking a 10-minute walk, just to charge your mind, to think about what you're planning to do that day and going from there. You don't have to
Yeah,
start big, start small.
right. Let's talk about that. Those of us who may be afraid of the word exercise, or, they just it's like drudgery, right? They're just not
Yes.
looking forward to it. So, what does
Mhm.
that look like? How can they incorporate more movement in their day? So, I love the idea of, you're going to go over your to-do list anyway, so you might as well just move and do that. What
Right.
are other ways that women can move more?
Well, for me, when I had small children at home, I always loved to dance. So putting on some music, um, dancing around the house, uh, thinking of things that they really like to do. If it's not dancing is not your thing, and you're spending a lot of time, um, I've even seen women use mopping the floor and
Yeah.
putting on some music as you do your housework, and setting your tracker while you're doing your housework and doing more reaching. And even when you fold laundry, taking one piece to the room or to the drawer at a time. So
Ah.
finding things that help you to move, even
Mhm.
through your daily activities, but make sure whatever it is you select is something that's going to bring you joy. Otherwise, you won't um, do it.
Continue, right?
Continue.
It won't be
Yes,
sustainable. Oh, that
yes,
I love that little hack, right? So
mhm,
get more steps into things that you're already doing. So, but
yes,
tell me, does that really matter? Those little extra steps?
yes, it does.
Hmm.
Because some of us will go to wherever and exercise for 1 hour, and then
Hmm.
we'll come home And in our new day of technology, then we sit and not move for hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to pace yourself out throughout the day. Not saying that working out 30 minutes or 60 minutes doesn't count, but it's just as important or more important than to move throughout your day, to incorporate it
Mm-hmm.
throughout your day, because sitting is considered to be the new smoking. We're
Oh,
killing ourselves
ouch.
through sitting, and we're also killing our posture
Mm-hmm.
through sitting and
Sitting.
being over our devices.
That
Yes,
hurt. Ouch. Sitting is the new smoking. And
yeah.
so tell me, I'm just curious because I never see you sit. So, like, what are your average steps per day?
My average steps, I right now I aim for 12,500 steps a
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more than 6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get to 10,000 a day is the ultimate is a goal, but
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as one step at a time.
Yes.
So don't gauge yourself against someone else. The only person you're in competition with is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so your goal is to stand strong, stand good posture. Your
Mm-hmm.
goal is to move at least 250 steps every hour, and that will get you on a on the trajectory of good health.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you become my age, blessed to be, your
Mm-hmm.
goal is to be able to stand up, get I will say it since we're talking to moms, to get off the toilet without holding onto the wall. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. To be able to reach up in the cabinet without having someone else to do it for you, to
Mm-hmm.
take these nice trips and be able to put your own suitcase in the overhead compartment. So
Mm-hmm.
functional things, just being able
Mm-hmm.
to stoop over, to reach up. So all of those types of things that we take so much for granted in our younger years,
Yeah.
but that are equally important when you get older, especially if you don't have someone else to help you.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely, I feel, is important to look long range as well as right now that's in front of you.
Okay. And so, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that was like around midlife for you.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
so at that point, because a lot of our women in our community are midlife, what would you have done differently at that stage? I don't know. You're probably are like already perfect at midlife.
No, at that stage, believe it or not, number one, I wasn't a person that exercised until I was in my 30s. I was
Okay.
raised by grandparents that did not exercise. They worked.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked hard all day. So
Mm-hmm.
exercise was something I never knew anything about. I was overweight because they were excellent cooks, and I
Mm-hmm.
ate everything of the pig but the oink,
Mm-hmm.
and I ate every piece of bread, whatever else they made.
Mm-hmm.
So in my 50s
Yeah.
was really, I ran my first marathon at age 51. I
Wow.
started to run in my late 40s. I
Mm-hmm.
never enjoyed it. I was
Mm-hmm.
waiting for the runner's high.
Mm-hmm.
But at age 51, I ran a 26.2 mile marathon in Chicago.
See, I
That was
told you
my big
midlife,
one.
you were perfect already. Like,
And then I ran my second one 6 years later on my birthday
wow.
in
Oh, that's
November at the
awesome.
Philadelphia Marathon. So, yes, I did two marathons and about nine half marathons I
Wow.
was running at that time.
Oh
Yes.
man. That's awesome. I'm like,
The reason I did it though was being around people that did the activity.
uh,
I
hack number
worked at
two.
corporate. Yes.
Surround yourself with people who are doing who
Yes.
who share the same goals,
Hmm.
who are living the lifestyle that you want.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. So, okay. So we won't use you as an example, but for the average midlife
For
woman,
the average midlife,
what would you
my do
suggest? Mhm.
what will I suggest?
Mm.
Okay. My daughter is in the age group that you're talking about, right?
Okay. Okay.
And so,
Now don't put her on blast now.
no, no, well, I need to. From the standpoint of
Okay, mom.
her daughter is my granddaughter is I have one in plenty and she's going to be 25. And so, and working hard, my daughter works hard at a job every day. So finding things that she loves to do and try to do consistently. Um, if the mothers are working,
I'm
she found,
sorry. I gotta.
okay, it's okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's try. So let's start with your daughter again. Mhm.
But okay, my daughter loves to hike. And so she found hiking as her passion. It's not anything she does every day, but she looks at different hiking groups. She looks on meetups and she's met a lot of interesting people by going hiking. And she's brought me along on some of them as well. And then her job offers exercise classes from time to time. So she signs up for those as well. And she walks, not consistently. She likes variety. She gets bored easily, so she keeps finding something that she loves to do. She loves to dance. We African danced together in a dance troupe years ago. My daughter, my granddaughter, and I.
Oh,
And
so
just to
that's
put it,
great.
yes. And
Yeah.
in fact, this year, the three of us got to dance in a dance show. All three generations to honor African dance group. And so we got to perform together. And that was great. That was a back together again moment for us.
Aw. So, okay. So the tips that we got from you is just try different things, right? You don't know,
Yes,
you really don't know what you don't know in terms of what you like if you were never exposed to it.
right.
And so if you can just do sign up for different classes, do different things, try something new. And that's I think the most exciting part of this phase for empty nester moms is
Yes,
just the exploration part of it, right? It's
yes,
almost like when you're a teenager even and how you would tell your teenage kid, try different things so you know what you like, you know? And so we all evolve as people. So the things that you liked before your children
that's
were
it.
born, you may not care for as much, or
Hmm.
your interests may have developed into new things. So being open to, I think, new experiences be
Yes,
helpful.
that
Yeah.
that definitely is it. And I'm thinking to take advantage when there is something that's offered for free so
Okay.
that you don't have to pay for it first.
Yes. Yes. So, okay, so we focus a lot on movement.
Mhm.
Before we wrap up, I just want to talk about food for a bit.
Okay.
Ugh, dreaded food, right? And so, and maybe that's the wrong attitude, but what tips would you give midlife women? You know, things are changing, you know, we're processing nutrients differently. Things that we could eat before now give us heartburn. You know, like there's just a lot going on right now. And so,
Yeah.
what would you say? What piece of advice would you give women about diet and health?
Well, diet is a nasty word. And
Okay.
I know it's going to bring back movement, but remember, my acronym for diet is Did I Exercise Today?
Mm.
So, really looking at diet there, because when you think about diet, it seems punitive. I'll never get to taste this anymore. I get to taste that anymore. My daughter likes to say that, oh, moderation, but some of us don't know about moderation.
Mm.
Um, I would say really being cognizant when you shop about processed foods.
Mhm.
I know that we're busy, processed foods are easy and convenient. However, all of the additives that are placed in foods nowadays, we really do have to be aware of what we put in our body. Um, my thing is, if it's in a package, I try to avoid buying it. I
Mhm.
try and buy fresh and whole when I can, or even frozen. and
Hmm.
looking at things that don't have additives in it. And you don't have to spend a lot of time cooking. My thing is I cook everything in one pan every night. I stir fry some vegetables, but I'm a boring eater. I've been doing it this way for 30 years. It tastes
Wow.
yummy to me. I make my own nut butter, which takes 15 minutes and it doesn't have any preservatives.
What kind of nut butters do you make?
I make almond and cashew. I make walnut and cashew. I make any kind of nuts that you like. You roast them for 15 minutes in the oven. You throw them in your blender. You whip them up, and you got your nut butter.
Okay. So do you
So
add anything when you blend it?
nope, you don't have to. The oils are already there.
In
If you
there,
like
yeah.
already in there. If you like chocolate, you could put some chocolate in it. If you like
Mm,
maple syrup, you could put maple syrup in it. I'm a
mm.
cinnamon girl. I throw some cinnamon in it sometimes. But that's the bottom line. But I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. So
Eh,
it's go ahead.
oh, no,
Sorry.
go ahead.
No, so it was quick, it was easy, and once I learned how to make it, I never bought another jar again. I haven't bought a jar in over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I just want to share with the audience, you are a hardcore vegan. And so
Yes.
for anyone who, wait, how long have you been a vegan?
I've been a vegan almost 30 years now. And I
Mhm.
like to say plant-based. I look at because the vegan market now is a whole lot of processed food. That's why people are eating it nonstop. But
Mhm.
plant-based, if it comes from the ground, that's what I look to purchase and eat. I would say, though, my husband is a pescatarian. He's from New Orleans. Fish is always cooked in our house. In fact, I'm going to a fish fry tonight. and,
And
and I'm
won't eat
taking,
anything.
and won't eat anything. And I'm taking salmon that my husband's make. So,
Uh-huh.
but my daughter eats meat. My granddaughter eats meat. It's just we're aware of where you're purchasing it and looking at whether or not hormones have been added to it. That's really the bottom line.
Yeah.
I
And
try not,
so
I don't food shame. That's the
don't food shame. Thank you for that. Please don't shame us. For those who are curious or want to take the first step into trying a vegan diet, what tip would you give them just to start out, to help them? Yeah. Because to
okay.
me, it takes a lot of planning.
Oh, for me, you start with making a list of all of the foods that you eat that is not meat.
Mm-hmm.
Making a list of everything you enjoy, all of the fruits, all of the vegetables, all of the carbohydrates that you eat that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't come from meat or contain any dairy, and
Mm-hmm.
starting there.
Mm-hmm.
And that way is a way of looking at how you can tackle it. Also, start one meal at a time. If
Mm-hmm.
you always had a meat at breakfast, start with breakfast. Have a meal of breakfast that does not contain anything that comes from an animal. And
Mm-hmm.
then you would incorporate lunch, and then you would incorporate dinner. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I started with eliminating one meat at a time. I
Okay.
was, for whatever reason, every birthday, I would let go of something in
Mm-hmm.
order to improve my health. And so
Okay,
that's
that's
how I look
doable.
at
You
it.
did it at a year at a time until you
Yeah,
eliminate it. So
yeah.
that is definitely doable. And also, I would say too, with the support of AI, you can come up with
Hmm.
your meal plan. So you can enter the prompts in AI, all the foods, like you said, that aren't meat that you enjoy, and
Hmm.
say, hey, create a vegan diet for me and make sure these foods are included. And maybe you can
Yeah.
have a meal plan for a week and just start that out, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And
So,
and there are so many people that are cooking that way. There are so many apps. There are so many YouTube channels as to how to start. There's so many people that you can follow that have good meals that you don't have to think about it anymore. Because 30
mhm,
years ago, there
they
weren't the
weren't.
things that
Yeah.
we have now.
That's why I call you hardcore. So before we go, just rattle off a few of the apps that you find most helpful in your healthy lifestyle.
And PCRM, that's the physician's website, and they have a 30-day plan for you. There is an African American nutritionist. Her name is Tracy McCurder, and her goal is to get 10 million African American women to become vegan. She did a 10,000 women challenge and she exceeded that.
Mm,
And I have some friends that did it with her. And for now 2 years or more, they have been eating at the vegan lifestyle, and they've lowered their blood pressure. They've changed their weight, and they feel so much better. So
mm,
Tracy McCurder is yet another one. Um, there's I can't think of there's so many on Instagram.
mm-hmm.
Jabant is his name, and he's really good. He doesn't use any sugar, any wheat, any oils, but his recipes are excellent. And he's on Instagram every single day.
Mm. And so, as far as the fitness side, are there any apps that you use to help you maintain your fitness?
Just to be on the fitness side, I use MyFitnessPal from the
Mm-hmm.
standpoint of tracking my food, which I
Mm-hmm.
find is really important to see how many calories and how many fibers I intake each day, because maintaining a high fiber level is definitely important. Having a good healthy gut is important. Also, with wearing my tracker, a Fitbit, they have a lot of exercises and things of that nature on the Fitbit tracker. And I'm quite sure everyone who has the iPhone and that app has a lot of things as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I use that. I'm
Okay.
also a member of Girl Trek. And so
Ah.
Girl Trek has their own app as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the Black History Boot Camp, which they tell our story on there. They also help you to track your steps. They also
Well,
have good music
tell us
as
what
well.
Girls Trek is.
Girl Trek is over 1 million African American women walking in our neighborhoods to be our healthiest self. Their primary goal initially was getting 1 million African Americans to walk, and they did that over the last 10 years.
Mm,
Now their goal for the next 10 years is around self-care, mental health, and ensuring that African American women live longer. We die sooner than any group. And so their
mm,
goal is to lower that percentage by 10% over the next 10 years, just by encouraging us to walk 30
mm,
minutes a day.
mm-hmm.
And so that definitely is important. Physical health is important, and mental health is extremely important too,
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
especially as we age. My goal is to keep the memory that I have, even with
Yeah.
all the files that are up in my head.
Mm-hmm. Amen. So, okay. So we have to leave on a higher, lighter note than that sobering statistic.
Yes, yes.
So, uh,
So your health is your wealth, really.
okay.
So
Yes,
looking at that with the
I love
empty
that.
nester moms, we want to take good vacations. So you don't want to spend time making money and spend your money to restore your health. So keep
Mm-hmm.
healthy so you can keep your money, so you can take that trip that you wanted, or buy that thing that you wanted, or that bling that you
Okay.
wanted, and to
Okay.
have that joy that you want in your
Mm.
heart.
All right. Well, Miss Debbie, thank you so much. Your light is just shining through, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and giving us great tips that we can apply to our lives to help us become healthier people. So I'm just so excited that you were with us today. So thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was definitely a pleasure.
Okay.
And be happy and be joyous, young women. Definitely so.
All right. All
The
right.
best is yet to come.
Oh, love that. See you later. Hey, ambitious leader, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share with another leader who you want to encourage? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. I just get so energized to know this podcast is helping you. Okay, I'm going to take one step today to let my leadership shine. What about you? God willing, meet you back next week for another episode.